What's up, hockey fans? S2H back in action once again, here to review last night's game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Vancouver Canucks, where the Montreal Canadiens once again dominated the Canucks, beating them 3 times out of 4 games this season. They are now 3-0-1 against the Vancouver Canucks this season. To kick off the first period, 1 minute into the game, off a forced turnover in the neutral zone, Jonathan Drouin, Josh Anderson, and Nick Suzuki are coming in on a 3-on-2. Anderson gets it over to Drouin. Drouin puts a shot on net. The rebound comes out. Anderson gets it behind the net, kicks it out to Suzuki. Suzuki makes no mistake, and 1 minute into the game, the Habs have already took a lead. 1-0 for the Montreal Canadiens. 6:10 into the first period, Arturi Lehkonen scores a beautiful shorthanded goal. He forces a turnover on Adam Gaudette in the Vancouver Canucks and comes in and scores a beautiful unassisted shorthanded goal. So far, so good for the Montreal Canadiens, and a lot of this game was Vancouver's fault. It was a lot of defensive faults, a lot of turnovers in their own end, a lot of turnovers in the neutral zone, just poor play defensively from the Vancouver Canucks, and a few weak goals by Holtby as well. But 8:36 into the first period, it looks like there is a little bit of hope for the Canucks. Adam Gaudette scores an unassisted goal to make it 2-1 for the Montreal Canadiens, so the Vancouver Canucks are within 1 goal. But then 16:58, the first star of this game, 16:58 into the first period, Jeff Petrie scores, assisted by Paul Byron and Arturi Lehkonen. Lehkonen gets it in the Vancouver Canucks zone, passes it over to Byron. Byron makes no mistake, passes it over to Petrie, and Petrie puts a nice wrist shot in on Braden Holtby, which he probably should have had. Like, it wasn't a laser shot by no means. I'm sure Holtby would have wanted to have that goal back, but it was a good goal by Jeff Petrie all the same. So the Habs are now up 3-1 going into the second period. And in the second period, it's more of the same for the Montreal Canadiens. It was a dominant period for the Habs. They over doubled the shot total that Vancouver put up in the second period. 7:15 into the second period, Brendan Gallagher scores, assisted by Nick Suzuki. A good forced turnover in the neutral zone by Suzuki. Edler wanted a holding call, but he was not getting it. Suzuki did not hold him. He kicks it up to Brendan Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher is coming in on a breakaway, makes no mistake. 2 nice moves and a backhand on Braden Holtby, kind of like what Jonathan Drouin did to him a few weeks ago, and the Habs are now up 4-1. Then 8:40 into the second period, Jeff Petrie scores once again his second goal of the game, assisted by Corey Perry and Spiri Kotkaniemi, and this was all Corey Perry on this goal. Corey Perry gets it in the Vancouver Canucks zone. He's skating in on I believe it's a 2-on-1 with Jeff Petrie, and Kotkaniemi's a little bit back. He comes in, he makes a really nice move on the defender, passes it over to Jeff Petrie right in front of Braden Holtby, like point blank in front of Holtby, gets a pass over to Petrie. Petrie just has to tap it in. Easy goal for Jeff Petrie. The Habs are now up 5-1 and in complete control of this game. And then 17-11 into the second period, who else would score for the Montreal Canadiens but the Vancouver Canucks ex-boyfriend, the player who they probably hate the most right now, Tyler Toffoli, with his 7th goal of the season, a power play goal assisted by Shea Weber and Jeff Petrie. The Montreal Canadiens are now up 6-1 and in complete control. And in the third period, it was a lot of back and forth hockey. There wasn't a ton of high-end chances. The Montreal Canadiens did heavily outshoot the Vancouver Canucks, but they were getting a lot of chances from far out. They were playing more defensive hockey, but Vancouver did get 1 goal in the third period. It was a nice goal by Jay Beagle in front of Price. Edler gets it over to Mott. Mott gets it over to Beagle. Beagle makes no mistake in front of Carey Price. Blasts a rich shot by him. It's now 6-2 for the Montreal Canadiens. And after that, it was a good defensive performance, a good shutdown performance by Carey Price. And the Habs just took control of the game. They ended up winning the game 6-2. It was a terrible performance by Braden Holtby, who's had a pretty rough season so far for the Vancouver Canucks. He had an .850 save percentage, and he only stopped 34 of 40 shots. Carey Price, on the other hand, had a great game, just like his last game where he almost had a shutout. He allowed 2 late goals, but he was very, very close to having a shutout. He had a .931 save percentage and stopped 27 of 29 shots. The 3 stars in this game were Jeff Petrie with 2 goals, 1 assist, Nick Suzuki with 1 goal, 1 assist, and Arturi Lehkonen with 1 goal, 1 assist. Montreal dominated the shot category. They had 40 shots. Vancouver had 29 shots. Montreal had 26 hits. Vancouver had 30 hits. Montreal won 29 faceoffs. Vancouver won 28 faceoffs. Montreal went 1 for 3 on their power play. Their power play has been awesome this season, over 20%, and Vancouver went 0 for 3 on their power play. So there you have it, folks. The Montreal Canadiens dominate the Vancouver Canucks once again, and they are playing them again tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. So let's see the Habs get another win. Let me know what you thought of last night's game in the comments section. Stay safe wherever you're to, folks. Have a great day. This is S2H, over and out. Go, Habs, go, baby. Woo!